Hi YouTube, it's ACDodd here again, and welcome to another episode of On the Road Tuning. This time we're down in Essex to an event run by the Essex Mini Club, which is a tuning weekend. I also want to just to say up front, thank you very much to Dean Bateman at DB Bodyworks for the loan of his workshop for the weekend, and his lovely wife for helping out with the food and drinks and just generally putting on a great weekend. So without further ado, let's crack straight on. Okay, first car of the day. Oh, lovely, lovely original Mark II, lovely. And this one has got the ubiquitous low compression 998cc, 25D Dizzy. We've got a HS2 carburation, standard airbox. So yeah, quite a restricted little engine. And obviously, I've already been through this one, so we're not going to go and see the full details of this one running, but I can tell you what was wrong with it. The vacuum unit is actually non-functional, so that needs replacing. Obviously, on a day like today, when we're doing a high number of cars, I haven't got time to do that, so the owner needs to do that one. I've set the timing. The points gap was too big, so I've reset the dwell. Customer's got the correct coil on it. The spark plugs were BP6s, so I've changed them for a new set of BP5s. And then we get onto the carburetor, which was miles out. So mixture nut was wound right down, so we was putting far too much fuel through the engine. So lean that off. Air filter in this engine was terrible, black. So I've taken that out. Again, we haven't got a replacement one, so it's just running without a filter for now until the owner can put in a K&N unit. These are notorious for being restricted with these air filters and these carbs. So a lot of people set these up with the wrong oil in, so this was almost putting the fire out when you open the throttle on accelerator pump effect, and then it was too lean at part throttle, so we've had to reverse that by modifying the piston damper, thinning the oil out, and then upping the needle. So I had a GX needle, I've put an M needle in it, and she's running sweet now, so we'll let the owner go out in it and see what they think. Okay, so second car. Nice. And this one's a later example than the one we had earlier. So this is an 80s, I think it's an 80s example. Yeah, 89. So we got an A plus 99. No, we got an A plus 1275 in this one. So this is one I've done before. So the owner's had the engine out and done some modifications and put it back in, and he just wants me to get it set up. So having a look at it today, he had a different, he had a new Dizzy in it, which unfortunately had a very poor advance curve. So we've been able to change that for one of my recurve units. That's a brand new electronic 59D with a ACDodd fast road curve. Put some spark plugs in, so we put some BP6 ES spark plugs in, gapped them properly. This one's 25 thou because it's using a 1.5 ohm coil. All the leads are good. Obviously the vacuum unit's good. It had the wrong feed. It had a ballast feed, so we changed that direct to off the ignition because it's a variable dwell Dizzy. And then over to the carburetor, it's a HI44, and it had one of my needles in it. So the only thing that the owner had done here is he'd set the mixture a bit rich, so I'll lean that off, and she's good to go. Next car up. Lovely little car, this one. Returning customer as well, so I've done this a couple of times so far. And today, the reason why it's here is because I think he got some a bit of dirt in the fuel when he was travelling across Europe. So he's put a fuel filter on and some of the settings have been changed. So I've just had to readjust the timing, and then we've looked at the airbox, and I've drilled the airbox this time, which I didn't do before. The last time I drilled it for whatever reason, but so I've richened up the top end of the fueling, and yeah, new set of spark plugs. It's already got an ACDodd Dizzy in it, 65D modified advanced curve, so this one runs well. Okay, so next car. This is one I've been out to before. Anyone who watches any of my regular shows will know in the first season, this is one I came out to over in Essex. And why is it back today? Well, it's been a couple of years But a couple of things have happened, one of which is the owner's now put a stage 1 kit on it, and in his own words, it's absolutely terrible. So he's brought it back for a tune-up. And that's, yeah, and he's just said, and that's the polite term. So what we're now going to do is get this running as it was, but obviously taking the full benefit of the stage 1 kit that's now fitted. So I'll get dug in and see what's what. So this one just needed the points gap adjusting, 5 degrees taken off the timing, and then the stage 1 kit was supplied with an AAU needle, which unfortunately in this case was way too lean at part throttle. So lots of adjustment to that needle has made that run really well. So got a nice fueling curve in it. We'll send the owner out and let him go for a spin. All right, Phil. So we'll have a quick look at your car in a second. But why have you brought it here today?
It just needs a bit of a tickle, actually. Make it improve it, make it go a little bit better.
Okay, so what's different about it?
What's different about it in terms of its setup at the moment?
Yeah.
So it's got a Cooper head, making it go a little bit better.
Is that a 295 head? Yeah,
it is a 295 head, actually.
Do you know if it's been ported or not, or if it's just a standard one?
Just standard one, not been ported at
Just
all.
rebuilt?
Just been rebuilt.
Okay, all right, excellent. Well, hopefully, I've already had a quick look at it and I can tell that we're running lean. So let's dig in and see what else we find, and we'll see if we can get this one running sweet for you.
Perfect, thanks very much.
Okay, so this is Phil's Mini. It's a City. I love these cars. Look at this, original, beautiful. Basic interior. Standard 10-inch wheels. And then under the bonnet, you can see I'm already into this one. We've got Ducellier ignition, points, original coil. Plugs and leads are all good. Timing curve's pretty good. The vacuum unit is gone, but because it's a Ducellier, I haven't got a spare one, so can't do anything about that today. And then we're on to the carburettor. So the carburettor has got the usual AAU needle, which has come up very, very, very lean. So what we're going to do is modify that needle and try and get the best out of this engine with that Cooper head on. Okay, so on this one as well, because it's got the 295 head, we're going to, I've drilled the airbox to maximise the airflow. So we got this one all dialed in. It's got a Ducellier ignition, and unfortunately we need a vacuum unit, but in terms of everything else, we got this one. Bearing in mind that's a 295 head, it had to have massive modifications to the needle to get that one anywhere near fueling right. So I'm quite hopeful that this one's going to be quite exciting when the owner goes out in it. Right, Phil, the Magic City. You've been out for a test drive, now we've had a tune. It was a long way out of tune. How's it run now?
Oh, it's fantastic. Completely different car. Fantastic. Just a sense of power on it, just the pickup, just absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
That's all right, no problem at all. Now, we did identify a few issues with this one, so I think it's going to need a carburettor, and it definitely needs that vacuum unit changing, but it was a long way out of tune, and at least now you can enjoy that performance.
Oh, it's going to really enjoy it over the next 6 months, and I'll see you in the spring to get it all sorted.
Excellent. Thank you very much for bringing it down, Phil.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Right, this is Graham. Graham's very kindly put this day on today for Essex Mini Club. So thank you for doing that. You're one of the unsung heroes of people actually enabling others to get a tune-up at less money. So thank you very much for doing that.
No problem, thanks for coming.
That's all right, no worries. So your car, so we're going to go and have a quick look in a minute. Why have you brought your one down today?
Basically, it's got a stage 1 kit from Mini Spares. It's standard other than that. It's rolling road tunes 10 years ago, and just to see if we can make it a bit better, because it's a bit flat low down. It's fine when it's rolling, but it's a bit flat when it's sort of 30, 40 mile an hour. It just feels a bit sluggish.
Okay, all right, well let's have a dig in and see what we can find.
Brilliant.
Right, so we got this one dialed in, and we needed, well, where do I start? We had to change the advance curve, we had to put a vacuum line back on it, spark plugs were wrong, had some BP7s in it, so we put them back to some 5s, drilled the airbox, and the needle in it was, well, basically somebody had filed it because it's been on a rolling road. So let's have a quick look at that. So as you can see, somebody had taken a file to that and absolutely ruined it. So If any of you out there own rolling roads or engine dynos and you do that to SU carbs that have got bias-sprung needles in it, then I'm afraid you're just showing you how incompetent you are to everybody, because that is not the way to do a needle that rotates in the jet, because all that does is saws a damn great mark into the jet. So if you're going to modify needles, polish them all the way round and you won't have running problems and you won't make unhappy customers. So we removed that needle, got an AAF needle, extensive modifications to make that work in this engine, drilled the airbox, and also needed to change the damper in the carburettor, because no matter how thick of the oil I put in it, it just wasn't causing enough of an accelerator pump effect. So put a new LZX 2085 in there, and yeah, she's ready for a road test. Right, Graham, so you've been out in your car now after we've done some work, and we had to do a fair bit in the end. So we changed the advance curve. What else did we do? Oh yeah, needle modification, a lot of needle modifications, and also ended up having to change the piston damper as well inside the carb to make it go. So you've been for a drive. What's it like now?
Oh, it's day and night now. It's all that bogging low down in the revs and low down in the gears. It's woke it up. That car's been asleep for 10 years, I reckon, and now it's it's woke up out of a longer time. And,
that's interesting. Okay, so let's get serious. You had that car rolling roaded at some point in the past, is that right?
Yeah. I fitted a stage 1 kit and rolling roaded it. I won't say the name of the company, but yeah, rolling roaded it. It was a long time ago, but I thought it was good. Yeah. But it definitely wasn't.
Okay, all right. So, and obviously we saw the state of the needle that come out with the big file marks all the way down the side of it.
Yeah.
So they did all that work, and yet all that performance was missing, because we've now found it, and I haven't used a rolling road.
Yeah, I thought it went well. I thought it was a bit boggy low down, but I thought it went well top end. But now it's day and night. It's a different car now.
Excellent. All right. Well, as I say, thanks for having me down for this weekend, and obviously getting the chance to sort your car out. But clearly, I think you'd recommend me to other people.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The proof's in the pudding. For what it costs, if you get a group of people together, for what it costs, it's well worth the money.
Okay.
Money well spent.
All right. Okay. Anyway, thanks for that, and thanks for having me down.
No, thanks for coming. Thank you very much.
I just thought I'd interrupt here and just put this last little clip in at the end of the video. This is an example of some pretty poor rolling road tuning by a company that will remain nameless. But in terms of what they've done here, they've absolutely destroyed a needle trying to make the car run properly. So just some of the things I come across when I'm on the road, I'll put it in here as an example of one of the most worst cases of modified needles that I've seen so far. Right, this one takes the award for the worst modified needle I've seen in a good long time. Look at the state of that. Chewed, it's got divots in it. It's absolutely terrible. So bear in mind, the owner took this car to a reasonably well-known rolling road, and they did that to it. Absolutely atrocious. So turning the needle round, we've got even more, and we've got saw marks in it as well. This is a special kind of idiot that did this. So, as I'm saying, if you take cars to rolling roads and they do that, you've got incompetent operators that clearly need training. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that video. That was an excellent weekend there. We did quite a few cars. What I showed there was just a brief selection. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody else to help me with the filming, so that's all I managed to capture. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. If any of you want to put on a tuning weekend, and it's a good idea too, because it does save quite a bit of money per car in costs, then please organise that and get in touch with me via Facebook Messenger. Anyway, as ever, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.